Coming up today on Taking Over Tottenham, it is the last episode of this series. We have 3 games left in the Premier League. We are going to play until we win the title or we cannot anymore. We've got Liverpool, Man United and Sheffield United. Can we finish this save on a high? Let's find out after the intro.
No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the final episode of Taking Over Tottenham here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and if you're looking forward to this one where we try and overhaul Liverpool to try and win the Premier League title, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you have enjoyed this series, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But since yesterday's episode, the Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich, if you missed that, I'll leave a link to it above my head in the top right corner. You can see what happened there on the fixtures. Unfortunately, after a 0-0 draw away from home, we lost 2-1 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So Bayern Munich have made their way through to the Champions League final. But off the back of that, we played Norwich, a 1-0 win. Ideally would have won that game by more, but our goal difference wasn't going to get overturned by that much anyway. So we're still in the back seat in regards to goal difference in this title fight with Liverpool and Manchester United. But with 3 games to go, we are 2 points above Manchester United, 2 points behind Liverpool. If we do lose this first game today, it is going to become very difficult for us to win the Premier League. Hopefully we can win this first game and go above Liverpool, because from there we would put ourselves in a decent position. But I think this first game at Anfield is going to be the toughest and most important of today's episode, and if we win it, we might give ourselves a chance to play all 3 games in today's episode. As I said, as soon as we cannot win the title, I'll start playing games off camera. So to win this first game would be ideal, and it is at Anfield against Liverpool. And as you can see from those previous meetings, it has been very topsy-turvy, usually favouring the team with home ground advantage since we've started this save as well. So this is a big game to start things off in today's episode in this Premier League title race. But we did suffer a few injuries in yesterday's episode, mainly at centre-back. Joe Rodon is still out for 2 to 3 months. Unfortunately, Harry Winks has also picked up an injury now. That does mean that Lo Celso comes into the first team, so not losing too much there, but Winks is out for pretty much the next 2 games, which is a little bit frustrating. The Liverpool and Man United ones. Now, unfortunately, Tanguy Nianzou has not quite recovered in time for this Liverpool game as well. So that means that Kerr Smith is going to have to start at the back in this upcoming game against Liverpool. So we are certainly a little bit weaker than we would like to be going into the first game of today's episode. As I said, probably the most important one in this run home for the Premier League title. But we'll get straight into things and come back shortly from Anfield with the team sheets and see if we can upset Liverpool. And here are the team sheets for this top of the table clash. Liverpool on the left, they look very close to full strength, although I say that Mo Salah is out and they've got Divock Origi, it looks like, on the left wing, so that is actually a massive injury, so we might not be as bad off as we thought here. We have to make a few changes. Caligari starting over Emerson Royale and Ben Davies over Lottie thanks to tiredness. As I said, Kerr Smith and Romero at the back, Lo Celso in the midfield, and we've also got Corona starting on the wing over Angelo, a little bit tired as well. So we've had to make a few changes. Not ideal, but with the recent scheduling that we've had, it has been quite busy. We've needed to win as many of these games as possible coming into this one today, and hopefully this team is still strong enough to get the job done and try and keep our title hopes alive. 17 minutes gone in this game, and the first highlight is going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Ward-Prowse, far post for Virgil van Dijk. Comes off the crossbar, I think, only just goes wide. They are dominating things early, but it is still 0-0. Manchester United are beating Newcastle, though, so that is noteworthy in this title race. 27 minutes gone, and we have a throw-in, although Davies gives that straight to Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool now on the attack. Sadio Mane tries to unleash one into the top left corner, but it does go high and the scoreline does remain 0-0. Liverpool still well on top of us in this game, which is a little bit concerning. It's looking a little bit similar to the Champions League quarter-final as Corona nearly loses the ball there, but it does fall to him now. Andy Robertson looks to chase him down the right-hand side, keeps it for a little while, but eventually Andy Robertson, the Scot, does get on the end of it, and Liverpool make the way down the left-hand side. Origi in the team for Mo Salah starts to make his way forward quite comfortably. Slide tackle, falls quite kindly there to Sadio Mane. Robertson up for Origi inside the box. Can we stop this? We do clear that through Ramiro out to Virgil van Dijk, but this highlight does continue, and it is a long one. Kanati out to Alexander-Arnold. What can he do down the right-hand side? We're giving him far too much space to put a ball into the mixer. Origi, far post, no one marks him, and it doesn't matter that Mo Salah isn't there because Divock Origi, yet again against Tottenham, comes up with a big goal, and we go 1-0 down just shy of the half-hour mark, and we're going to have to change some things here, I feel like, because it has been coming stats-wise. They are all over us somehow. Caligari is not picking up Origi there, and we go 1-0 down in the first half. And that is half-time in this game at Anfield. We have been shocking. We have not created anything in this game, picked up a few yellow cards, and Liverpool got that goal through Origi. We're going to make one change here at half-time. Jesus Corona not doing too well out there on a 6.4 rating, picked up a yellow card as well, so Angelo can come on for him. Hopefully that gives us a little bit of something going forward. He's probably been the best out of that front three recently. Here's the young Brazilian, when we're going to need a goal because we're one goal down at Anfield in a big game in this Premier League run home against Liverpool. 48 minutes gone. The ball is cleared away there by the Liverpool goalkeeper, Alisson, but we do get on the end of it. Angelo holds things up nicely, hoping he can provide some impact. Nice ball there. Lo Celso, one-on-one, puts it wide. Oh, we've missed some big chances both in today's episode and yesterday's. That was a massive one, and it does remain 1-0 Liverpool. And shortly off the back of that miss from Lo Celso, Liverpool with a throw. A nice ball over the top there for Sadio Mane. Onana started to come out for it. It goes back in there for Firmino and crashes off the post. Big chance at both ends, which players miss, and it does remain 1-0 Liverpool for now, although they are still on the attack here. Andy Robertson makes his way down the left-hand side. If they get one more, I think we are in all sorts of trouble, and Mane gets his head to that somehow. Davies misses the header. Onana with the save, and it does remain 1-0 Liverpool, but we're going to make a few changes here. We need to try and change things around. Lottie can come on for Davies, and Harry Kane is struggling, so we'll try and see what Belotti can do for us up front. That will be all three of our subs used. Still one goal down with 35 minutes to play. 68 minutes gone here. We were on the attack. I was making some little tactical changes there in the background and unfortunately forgot to pause the game, but Liverpool look to get us here on the counter attack. We have created very little in this game still, apart from that great chance for Lo Celso. Fabinho, Henderson outside the box, forces a good save from Onana. Tip that over the bar. He has been one of our best players over these last few games, both in yesterday's and today's episode. Also that quarterfinal against these guys in the Champions League. We deal with the corner, and Son looks to make his way down the right-hand side. Can we create something? The highlight ends. Still 1-0 Liverpool with 20 minutes to go. 73 minutes gone here, and Liverpool now have a corner ward press over for Kanate, far post. Onana just does enough to tip that away, and the subsequent shot is dealt with. They are still all over us. 1-0, only 10 minutes left now though. 82 minutes gone, and it looks like we're about to have a throw inside the final third. Can we create one more chance? Heung-min Son, edge of the box, tries to curve it, top right corner, just high and wide, and time is running out, still one goal down. And we've got 3 minutes of injury time in this game. We have upped the tempo, gone more attacking, but unfortunately, we lose at Anfield to Liverpool. Stats-wise, it's hard to argue with it, but we did have a great chance to pinch a draw out of that game in the second half through Lo Celso. Unfortunately, he put it wide in the end, though. It's a pretty well-deserved win there for Liverpool, and hopefully we'll be coming back shortly for the Manchester United game, but that puts a big dent in our title ambitions, losing that one at Anfield, as we are now 5 points behind Liverpool. They only need a point to deny us the title. And unfortunately, it is over. We are on the brink of starting this game against Manchester United, but Liverpool played before us and had a pretty kind fixture, it has to be said, against Brighton, albeit Hansi flicks Brighton. I'm as surprised as you guys are, but in the end, Liverpool did win that game 5-0, and that means that we are now 8 points behind them with only 2 games left. Manchester United are 7 points behind them. Liverpool have secured the title, so unfortunately, we cannot pick up a trophy in this final season of this save, but we do still have the chance to try and go above Manchester United, albeit I'm going to play these games off camera, unfortunately. So that first game of today's episode, as I suggested, was massive, and we couldn't get the job done away from home. Hopefully we can win these next couple of games off camera against Man United and Sheffield United. Definitely expecting to win the last one of those and at least finish this season with a slight improvement from last time around and try and finish second on the table. So we'll come back shortly, run you guys through those results, and also do the end of season and end of save review. And we are back, and we finished the season with 2 wins, which is really frustrating, truth be told, but it does mean we did finish the season in second. First off, we got a 1-0 win at home against Manchester United. Christian Romero with the goal just after halftime. Angelo got sent off late for his second yellow, but we still hold on there for a 1-0 win over United and back that up with a 2-0 win against Sheffield United on the last day of the season. Harry Kane with a double, and what that means for the Premier League table is we finish 2 points behind Liverpool as they suffered defeat on the last day of the season at Aston Villa. Manchester United beat Norwich on the last day of the season, but because of that win with 2 games to go, they could not catch us, so we finished only 2 points off Liverpool. It's a bit gutting in the end. Just a few too many draws there. I think that's the only difference. I think the Southampton one, probably the most obvious one of those that we should have won, potentially the West Ham one as well. But the 4 losses, that Leicester game comes back to haunt us there, I think, a bit. It was through no fault of our own, but we made 3 substitutions. Then one of our players went off with an injury. We had 10 players late in that game, and Leicester did pinch a winner that ended up being quite important for the table. But in the end, even if we only drew that game, we still wouldn't have caught up with Liverpool. So it's a great season. I think it's a record points tally in the Premier League for Tottenham, but we can't quite do enough to win the Premier League, getting pipped to the post by Liverpool as we suggested. That game, the first one, the only one of today's episode, was oh so important, and we couldn't quite get the job done. Even a draw out of that game, and that would have made things quite interesting going into those last few games of the season, but it wasn't to be, and we do not win a trophy in this final season of taking over Tottenham, but we did win a few trophies last season, of course, the Carabao Cup and the Conference League, so we don't leave the save empty-handed, but we will do the end of season review now, have a quick look through this, and then we will wrap up the save overall this season. The transfers that we did bring in, Tanguy Nianzou was the most high profile of these with the highest rating, but Andre Onana does pick up signing of the season, and late in the season he was really starting to hit his work nicely in the Liverpool games, and against Bayern Munich he kept us right in those games more than we potentially deserved to be. We made a few other good signings. Angelo, very good for the little half season that we had him. He scored some big goals, and in the end we've got some very promising players here at Tottenham Hotspur now, and there will be a save file link down in the description as well if you guys do want to keep this save going. Some very promising players, the likes of Yusuf Demir are here. We've got some players who we have bought in who are currently out on loan. If we go over that, they don't actually show up, but very promising players here at the club. We got rid of some deadwood throughout the year, but yeah, a little bit frustrating, truth be told, because we weren't that far off winning something this year. Pretty competitive in most of the competitions that we took part in, but couldn't quite get the job done. Premier League wise, the board are happy because we did challenge for the title, but so close yet so far. Just a few little results in amongst what largely was a very good season, but the odd little blip that one in late September and early October does look the most obvious one. As I said, that Leicester City loss was a little bit unfortunate, but might be the one that comes back to haunt us the most. And yeah, a few little annoying draws in amongst those as well. But in the end, we beat most of the teams we were expected to beat and lost to teams who you'd expect us to be losing games against occasionally. Just needed to win a couple more of those win some of those games that we drew, and we would be okay. Champions League wise, we made our way through to the semi-final. Great job away from home to keep that 0-0, but in the end, Bayern Munich with a bit of a fluky second goal got the advantage in our home league and made their way through. We had a pretty good group stage, rested players late on in that part of the competition, but got through our group pretty safely, got past Porto pretty safely. Little bit iffy, took extra time for us to get past Liverpool in the quarters and then couldn't quite get past Bayern. In the semis in the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the semi-final. Really good run in this competition as well, but unfortunately that Manchester United game came straight off the back of that Champions League quarter-final against Liverpool, and we had to put out a few rotated players, which did not help our cause, albeit Manchester United, you could argue, were also in the Champions League still at that stage, but we didn't put out our best team for that game, and it did come back to haunt us, but a decent run in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Unfortunately, after winning it last year, we got bumped out early by Manchester City, looking for some revenge on us after we knocked them out of that competition last season. So results-wise, good season, but disappointing that we didn't win a trophy. I think it's fair to say. Moments to remember, the biggest win was against Blackburn, 7-0. The match to remember, apparently, the 2-0 away win against Wolfsburg. Meh. And the goal of the season was in the 3-2 win against Manchester City, and I do remember this one quite well. Caligari was making his way forward down the right-hand side, a bit of short passing. Højbjerg picks out Ndombele and rockets that into the bottom left corner. A little bit sloppy from Emerson, has to be said, but it was a winning goal and one that did keep our title hopes alive at that stage. Unfortunately, though, we couldn't quite get the job done late in the season. Finance-wise, things pretty good. We make more competition prize money and sponsorship. Somehow broadcast revenue and corporate and hospitality going down. Not too sure how that happens when you have a deep run in the Champions League compared to the Conference League, but nonetheless, it was a pretty good season. Just, yeah, as I said, a little bit frustrated that we didn't win anything at the end of it. Our best 11 for the season. This is pretty self-explanatory. Most of the players who played most of the games this season. Ben Davies at left back, probably the only interesting call there, and also you could argue Corona at right wing, although he was there most of the season. Hello was not, and then we make our way forward to the accolades. We won Manager of the Month 3 times in this season. Club Awards, the Player of the Season, yet again, Heung-min Son, so he's going to have to go down as the Player of the Series. Personally, bit of a soft spot for Joe Rodon, for a player who I didn't have much of an idea about going into this save. He was excellent at the back for us alongside Romero. Young Player of the Season goes to Nianzou. Signing of the Season, Onana. Goal of the Season we saw before. Top goal scorer, Harry Kane, as you would expect. Top assist, Heung-min Son. Also, as you'd expect, he got the most Player of the Matches. Highest average rating in Nianzou. The most passes completed per 90 minutes. So a good first season for him. Heung-min Son breaks the record for the most assists and Player of the Matches in a season. Renan Lodi gets the award for the worst discipline in the club's history. 11 yellow cards and 2 red cards. So a little bit iffy from him, but I don't think many of those cost us too much. And in terms of competition awards, the English Player of the Year went to Harry Kane. Asian Footballer of the Year, Heung-min Son. And African Goalkeeper of the Year went to Andre Onana. And that will wrap up Taking Over Tottenham. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this save. We won some trophies in the first season, so I suppose we achieved what we said we would, but a little bit frustrating we didn't get anything done in that second season, coming so close in a couple of competitions, but not quite getting the job done. As I said, I'll leave a save file down below in the description. You can check that out if you want. Do remember the save was started on the beta version of the game, so there might still be some beta bugs in the save, but the team that we've built here, you've got the likes of Sesko coming in next season, back from loan after we purchased him mid-season. We've got Demir, still got Son and Kane. It is going to be a very strong squad and one you could have quite a bit of fun with over the next few years in game. Let me know how you guys do with the save if you do pick it up. If you haven't checked out Husavik Heroes yet, go and check that save. It's going to be going full tilt now for quite a while. We're going to try and take Iceland's league and Volslinger to the top of European football. But that will do it for Taking Over Tottenham. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And until the next time I see you, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.